Hey guys, in this video I'm going to explain my thought process on going from my current cycle to my next one, and it's important to me because I want to do this right. And by right I mean I want to transition from certain compounds I'm taking now to other ones and do it in a way at the right dosage that just makes sense, that will minimize side effects and maximize gains, and have a strategy in mind, right? Because when approaching anything, like whether it's your diet, whether it's your exercise routine and the compounds you're taking, you know, you should have a game plan that makes sense, that's backed by rationale and reason and science, correct? So first of all, what am I taking now? It's the testosterone, 400 to 500 a week, Primobolan 400 to 500 a week, Anavar 20 milligrams a day pre-workout, and 6 IUs of growth hormone, 3 in the morning, 3 at night. Now, what I just ordered that's arriving tomorrow is 2 more testosterone cypionates, because I got this good source I got for super cheap testosterone, so I'm just buying in advance, right? Because you never know when the source is going to run out. Second, I bought 2 vials of Masteron. And third, I bought 2 vials of NPP, which is nandrolone, short ester nandrolone. It's essentially Deca, but with short ester, okay? And what I'm planning to do is, because I still am on the previous cycle, right? I'm going to transition this one to the next one, which is going to last about 2 months. So how am I going to do that? First of all, I'm going to introduce, this is my plan, is introduce the nandrolone first to my current cycle while it finishes, because it's about 2.5 weeks left of my previous cycle. Introduce nandrolone at 100, 150 a week for the rest of the cycle, and then after the Primobolan's done, that phases out, that I'm going to introduce the Masteron while titrating the dose of nandrolone up to 200 to 250. In the testosterone, I'm thinking about bringing actually down from 400 to 500 to around 300 to 400. Okay? Just a little bit. So in the end, I'm planning to do 300 testosterone, around 300 Masteron, and 150, 200 of NPP. And see how that goes from there. And so technically I've been blasting essentially the last few months since December, since Christmas time around, and I'm going to continue that with a different phase blast, if that makes sense, for 2 months. Before I was going to pull back and bring it just down to a TRT dose, but what and this is based on advice of somebody that gave to me, that I gave some hardcore thought to, which is I'm going to continue blasting, but in a different way, to meet that point where I want to bring myself to, as far as strength and size and just the gains I want, right? And then pull back. Don't pull back before you make those goals, the gains goals. And obviously you're risking health in doing that process, but once you reached it, then you don't have to do it again, right? So to the same extent, you can just go in a maintenance phase after that. Once you've reached your strength, size, aesthetic goals, whatever else goals, then you reach that point, then you can pull back to, say, taking something which he suggested, 250 test and 100 to 200 primo, right, in a maintenance phase after that. And the other thing is, I only wanted to run primo for so long because there has been shown to be some liver toxicity with that. There's studies that were done back in the day that showed that people who, but they were old people, there might be other factors involved, but that went on Primobolan, there was a certain percentage that got liver issues, okay? And that can be the same with a lot of different steroids, but I believe that nandrolone is one that it won't, or Masteron is one that it won't. And the other reason why I want to take Masteron is that it's known for its cutting effect, and as I approach the summer, you know, Primobolan's good, it's very dry as well, It's not like you're going to be putting on massive water weight, but I feel like I did put on water weight in the last 2 months. So I put on weight in general, which is good. That's the whole, you want to put on a certain degree of size, right? But as I'm phasing into the next thing, bring Masteron in to dry me out a little bit, and a little bit of nandrolone, which is known for being a wet substance, but it doesn't have to be as well, especially when taking this next cycle that I want to do. The other reason I want to do this is to compare the two side by side. If you take one and then you wait a few months and you take the other one, the physiological, psychological, every effect you have is then spread more apart, so you don't have as good as a contrast or comparison. If I phase in the next month the testosterone and primobolan to testosterone, Masteron, NPP, and I see how that affects me, then I can have a game plan in the future which one works better, which one has better benefits, the goals that I'm looking for, correct? So there's that aspect to it as well. I want to hear your guys' advice because, to be honest, I'm going on a bit of a limb here and I'm taking risk and I'm prolonging an extended blast cycle, quote. But that being said, there's people that blast grams of steroids and then bring the maintenance down to what I'm doing in my blast. So my blast technically is their cruise. So, and the other thing is my blast that I've been currently on has elevated my blood pressure to a certain degree, and it was within a danger kind of range for a while, but it's come down to a range that is okay. And that's the one thing that was a major concern, and now it's not so much. So then if I want to switch it, I want to compare. If my blood pressure comes down, maybe the Masteron and the NPP will be better for that, or it could be worse, in which case then I know what to do next time. Maybe it's the primobolan and the testosterone stack 400 will be what I will use from now on, with adding Anavar. You can only run Anavar for so long as well, and I'm coming towards the end of running my current Anavar phase. To be honest, I didn't really push it too hard anyway, but it was just something to sprinkle on, just that little extra edge on it. And since I've been running it, actually, I think it's been pretty darn fucking good. Today, I was in the gym doing high intensity training with a personal trainer, and yeah, I was just fucking going beast mode through that. And I attribute that to the Anavar, to be honest, because I take that pre-workout and I was just like, we're doing all types of things. I was doing like lunges and front squats, and then this thing where you have a ball and you pick up the ball and you can go side to side and smash it towards the ground. I was like, that's literally no exaggeration. I was just going fucking hardcore, and I think he was pretty impressed with that. What he said, and I got through the exercise. I won't say no problem. Like, obviously it was challenging, but it was the whole routine, high intensity routine, cycles, circuit, whatever you want to call it. But it was good. It was an eye-opening experience too, because I thought that I wasn't going to be able to do it. It was the typical, doing the ropes things and do medicine ball smashes and all types of lunges and things, and pushing a sled across with the weights on and things. And yeah, I felt like really comfortable and confident doing that. And I attribute that to the Anavar, because about a month or two ago, I probably wouldn't have done it so easily. And because in CrossFit, we essentially do similar things, and I have a lot of problems there. I'm getting better. So my endurance, my strength, and intensity levels in the high intensity training is really good. So the long story short, whatever I'm doing now is working, and I plan to run this stack in the future as well, which is testosterone, primobolan, Anavar, and HGH. And the last thing I want to mention on the HGH is I believe that's really helping with the recovery, like of all, and potentially size, like filling outness. I think the HGH now, after 2.5 months, is becoming noticeable more so, and I believe it will continue doing that. So I'm going to run the same dose of HGH I'm at now through the next cycle as well, and hopefully up to the summer we'll see where I stand from there. And I'm kind of curious of how the nandrolone is going to affect me, The good thing about NPP, if it does affect me negatively, I can take it out, and it's not going to linger, as it's not a long ester, which will last for weeks. It'll last maybe 10 days at most. So if I have, like, some people note depression and other psychological symptoms, so if it does affect me negatively in some way, which I don't think it will, because at the doses I'm running at, the 200 around milligrams a week, I think it should be okay. I'm not going to get decadic. I'm not going to get, some type of DECA-induced psychosis from it, I don't think. So anyway, I'll leave it there, guys. What do you think? Leave in the comments section below what you think about my game plan of action is going from here in the next month or so. Thanks for watching, guys. Peace.